3, we're going to be talking all things 3.1. So that's why I was thinking about calling this one all things 3.1 or episode 3.1. Justin, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, guys? Doing pretty good. How are you, King?
I can't complain. You just hit a milestone, didn't you?
I did. I finally, after a couple of years, reached 500 followers.
500 followers on Twitch. Does that qualify you for the program?
No, I need to average a bit more viewers at like, yeah, I need to average more viewers and then I'll get it.
Awesome. Yeah, I hit 500 today too. So I'm
Nice.
super excited about that. Thanks to everybody out there who subbed to me and all that good stuff, and all the new people that came to join us. It was exciting to have all the new people in, talking to them, getting used to them on Discord, just building our own little community. Did you make a change? Are you playing AD carry now?
Uh, well, okay. ADC has always been my preferred role, honestly. Playing support in solo queue was just for me to like prove to everyone that I am like a pretty good support in Grandmaster. And you know, as I slowly revert back to AD carry, I realized how much harder I can actually carry because I can carry the lane as an AD carry, which is odd in the sense because normally the supports are the one who dominates the lane, makes the engages. But like when I play like Jhin or something, I just do so much damage and outpoke and out trade with people. So and that's why I'm just switching back.
Gotcha. Hey, you know
Yeah.
what? That's fair. I mean, if you're seeing your thresh play, we know you're mechanically good, so that's really going to be one of the things that matters. Can you dodge skill shots and all that good stuff? And I have confidence in you. Um, so 3.1, the Cloud Drake's getting ganked. We're seeing Hullbreaker and Divine Sunderer come in. We're going to see Shin and Karma come in. How do you feel about Shin and Karma?
Okay, so for both those champions, I think they will definitely be strong. I guess strong for competitive. I don't know how they'll do in solo queue, to be honest. I I can see Karma like actually dominating solo queue, but Shen not too much. But on the competitive side, Shen will be a very broken champion for competitive. If he's either played support or top lane, since the map's so short or so small, Shen ulti will always give you a numbers advantage, which is huge in Wild Rift. And so I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, one thing that people aren't like, maybe they don't know, is if you have like a Shin and an Evelyn combo where Evelyn's invisible, it's an invisible Shin, so it can be a 4-man in a bot lane in a matter of seconds. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm hoping to see a lot of top lane Karma because she got played like that a while on PC. Around that time we saw Soraka top and all that good stuff. With that, the Cloud Drake's ganked. That's coming. They're doing some augmentations for your weapons. Not entirely sure what that is. This new Evelyn skin's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't play jungle anymore. Have you seen the Wild Pass skin for Senna?
Oh yes, I have. It looks pretty nice actually. I was surprised. It looks a lot better than all the other Wild Pass skins, to be honest.
Fair enough. I don't know if I like this one too much. She
Really?
needed some more skins, but I don't. It might be the hat. It might be the hat
Hmm,
throwing me off.
maybe.
Um. Sorry. Quality of
I,
life changes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just really like the weapon. It just looks different and new to me, and it's not on PC, so that's probably why I like it more.
Gotcha. Quality of life changes. They're actually going to assign, if you're assigned the jungle role in Champion Select, you will now automatically be put with Smite. This is going to be great because some people forget, and hopefully they won't forget anymore.
Okay, actually, I saw something about this on the Wild Rift Reddit the other day. Actually, I saw there were a lot of complaints about it.
Oh.
Because there was a situation where this top laner wanted to roll swap with the jungler, but they couldn't roll swap because the smite was actually stuck on the jungler. And so
Hmm.
now people who don't want or who wants to roll swap or lane swap can't because they are stuck with smite, which is
I
Pretty interesting.
I did not think about that. That is something good to think about. Then we have skins: Blood Moon Shin, Warden Kama, Fury Horn cosplay, Viger, Pretty Kitty Rengar. I'm excited for that one. Renek Toy, that one's a good skin on PC. Pajama Guardian Ezreal. I think this is one of the first skins that I ever bought on PC. Pajama Guardian Lux, who obviously needed more skins. Marauder Grave and Marauder Brand. With that out of the way, I guess we will go ahead and open up. Archer came in first, so we're going to pull Archer in. Archer, what's up, man?
What's up? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
What's up? Yep.
Can you? All right. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited to patch. Honestly, it's interesting. There's a lot about. Looking through all the changes, there's a lot of different champions. One thing that is interesting is that Yasuo is getting buffed. I think honestly that's just because they're Charge Blade, and that's really that a very viable item on him. Honestly, I don't think Yasuo anymore because taking out all the extra crit on it. One sec, let me see if I can find it where it says.
Yeah, I know they were talking about the Yasuo changes where
Yeah.
they were nerfing the item, so
Yeah.
it felt like they were buffing the character.
Yeah, Charge Blade. Yeah, they're taking out all of the extra crit you get from the charges, and then you also don't deal bonus blade so good on Yasuo because you could get 100 crit with one item and stomp people. Because like literally earlier this morning, I played against a Yasuo and he sucked. I was just dominating him, but then he got Charge Blade and completely turned it around. And so now it's just like, viable is he not? Like, I know there's not a lot of champions that are going to take a hit from this, because if you look at like Rengar is really good with Charge Blade, but you can also do just as good without it. And so, and then Shyvana will use Charge Blade on Shyvana, but there's also tank builds. If you're crazy, you can so much more. Tryndamere never really used it.
Oh, we're
really
losing
the
you.
only one that's going to take a really big hit.
Run that back about 10 seconds. You said Tryndamere and then you cut out on us.
Okay, am I back?
Yeah.
Tryndamere users did. I've fought a few people who used it on Tryndamere, and so Yasuo is really the one taking a hit from that. And like, what are y'all? You want to ask y'all? Because like, is just annoying. He just dominates everywhere. It's terrifying getting pair. They suck or they're really good, and even if they suck, if they get Charge Blade, they're good now. And so, do you think he's viable? Do you think he's gonna?
Justin, I'll let you go first.
Well, okay. So I didn't read the patch too much, but as I'm reading it right now, I think honestly Yasuo be okay. Like yes, I don't think he'll be like super like OP as he used to be, but I don't think they gutted the item enough to the point of him being like utterly useless.
Well,
Like I still think he
I don't think he's useless.
Yeah. I just don't think he'll be like A or S tier, maybe like a B or maybe low A. I don't think he'll be out of the meta just yet, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, I think it takes a certain player to be able to pilot Yasuo well. You have to realize you're squishy as all get out. I mean, you have the shield and the wind wall to protect you, but it's still a squishy champ. So my opinion on this is I'm worried that with them nerfing the item and them shifting the potential balance for one character, we don't know what ramifications is going to pop up. Maybe he's crazy now with some other build, and he's just going to take over the game.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, because
we'll probably won't
they're
find
adding
out.
Hullbreaker now, so you could have top lane Yasuo with work, you know.
Oh,
Is getting buffed, other items, and
ye-
so
mm,
like honestly, I think like most like find something out. I feel like we're just gonna be a little less of him now, and other champions that it's definitely a huge like. I feel like Charge Blade's nerf is definitely going to shift the meta a lot in itself, because Charge
oh,
Blade is just assassins have been using
Keep
it.
losing you.
It's
is he
just
coming out for you
such
too?
an overpowered.
Yeah.
They're completely changing it. I am.
Um,
Yeah, the
yeah, it.
Wi-Fi is
Yeah.
kind of.
I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. But you're right. You know, what ramifications is this going to have for other characters like Vayne or something that relies on that crit damage and attack speed and all that good stuff from
Yeah.
that? I don't know. We are
It's
definitely
like
going to find
honestly,
out.
honestly,
I
I
mean,
think
they're
it
changing the
still gives the
item.
crit rate though. Well, no, I mean
Like,
attack speed. I think it still gives, and so I don't like because what to do. They said they wanted to make it more appealing for marksmen.
yeah,
So I think it's still going to be a great item for Vayne and even like maybe people are using it more on other marksmen as well. Cause like I know I try and use it on Tristana just to see how it does. Cause charge damage is the charges do more damage since there's no bonus crit and stuff like that.
yeah. I don't think this item's actually too bad. I actually think it's okay, and
Yeah.
looking at it from a marksman standpoint, I actually think it's super good for us. Actually, means that we won't get one
Yeah.
shot by everyone
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
But as you said, the
Yeah, because that's
meta
the thing.
is going to change for sure. Like, but like with all these new changes and the new added dragons,
Yeah.
competitive is going to be a whole different game now. Games are going to be much longer. Like certain champions just fell out of the meta. Some are coming up now. Like Galio mid, like it's going to be played a lot more after they changed that. And with Shen added to, like, I don't know what competitive is going to look like,
Yeah.
but I'm excited to see what it will change out to be.
It's definitely gonna look strong first. That's what I was thinking. Just the way everything is changing and just everything. The meta's gonna shift. The game itself. It
Oh,
also the summoner spells. They changed heal. They changed exhaust, ignite.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Yes.
I did not actually see
like
these patch notes. The ones that Riot put out
yeah,
were very minimal, surprisingly. At least that's what
these
I
patch
came
notes.
across.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should have sent it to you guys. My bad. um, but yeah, I think the people who have been playing League, uh, on PC for a long time probably won't be too surprised with these changes. For the people who have been playing only Wild Rift and came to play League on their phone, is definitely gonna have a hard time, for sure adapting. I can tell already that like everyone's gonna be complaining like, oh my gosh, like this is so broken, like I don't know how to play anymore. But like
Yeah.
having played on League PC, like I personally I've been through the changes, and I know what to do against these dragons, and so I, I can't. Like I know the for sure the meta is gonna change, and I guess we'll just all have to wait and just see what happens, to be honest. Because we can do as much speculation as we want,
Yeah.
but like at the end of the day, like we're gonna see something like crazy come out. Like I don't know if you guys know, but like Kaisa Mid was like nothing on PC, but then Faker started playing it, and now it's like the meta. And so
Yeah.
we'll just have to see
Yeah.
what someone comes up with.
It's crazy. If Faker plays it, that's the new meta for the next couple
Yeah.
months. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, was there anything else you wanted to go over, Archer?
Let me see. A lot of nerfs, not much. I mean, they're nerfing pretty much a lot of, like, they're nerfing, I think, which he's been dominating solo queue or elos. I feel like they're just changing they're taking all of the more overpowered, more used champions and just tuning them down. A lot of the item changes are changing. I feel like they're just really changing the game as much as they can, because like now with the change in hex tech, I mean, we're probably going to see that a lot on like I was thinking, like, how crazy would it be to in-game this and then immediately be able to use your gargoyle enchant, like right as you engage. That like so many items are going to change buffs, like everything is just really changed. It's just, we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I agree. Speaking of changes, going into this real quick with the champion changes and nerfs, they're going to probably change Ari because she's going through a rework on PC.
Yeah.
She felt like a good champion. She was solid. She was a little bit difficult to play, but wasn't extremely hard to play. When we have champions that like Nasus that haven't been touched in forever with a very simple kit, Garen with a very simple kit, Annie with a very simple kit. I wonder why these champions aren't being reworked, whereas Ari, who has a difficult kit to execute for the most part, why is she being changed? But I guess that's Riot's where they make all their money on the skins. So
yeah, that was my
I feel like that is true. I feel like a lot of champion, because they're changing Yi too. I think they're reworking Yi to be more like PC Yi, and I feel more difficult champs, or like kind of mid to difficult champs, to make them a little easier to play. I tried for a while, but lost interest. Rather play easier champs. So when a champ like switched up, like I'm probably gonna try, if they do change Ari and Wild Rift, I'm probably gonna try again. And I think it's just their way of keeping them like with those champions.
it's probably just their bread and butter where they sell all the skins, all the female.
Yeah.
So,
why do you think there's so many Lux skins?
Yeah, it's crazy, and she's getting a new one. So, yeah, I guess with that, if you want to drop off, I'll bring in Hyperion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. All right, man. Thanks for coming on, Arch.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for having.
Hype. What is up, man?
What is up, fellas? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic, actually.
Good. Yeah, I missed you last week. That's probably my fault because I didn't invite you to Discord. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know if there was like a set time for it, so that's on me for not knowing. But I'm back, and I'm glad to be back and to talk about stuff related to Wild Rift. So
awesome. How has your grind been? How's that been going?
I took a break a little bit. I did the same thing when I reached platinum. I took a break and I started back up again. I reached Emerald. I'm starting for now, but I may just wait till the new season. But we'll have to see what happens though.
That's a smart idea. My life has become so much better when I quit caring about playing ranked. It's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what did you want to talk about this week on this
There's a,
lovely
there's
episode
a,
number 3?
there's a lot. This patch is very, very meaty with changes. I'm excited about the Yi change because ever since Wilder came out, I wanted to play that champ, but I'm so used to playing regular PC League that his Q felt so weird. Him not going to the same target 4 different times, it felt really weird and off. And so I just didn't play them much, but I might have to check them out after these changes. But I wanted to talk about Hullbreaker specifically. I'm afraid that item is going to be very broken, especially for Rodwith because the map is so small.
Yeah.
It's different with League because the map is super. I mean, with PC League because it's so big, and so like obviously it can make an impact, but it's so big that you can kind of manage it. But with Wild Rift, how small the map is, and the turns not being that much HP, I feel like it's going to ruin the Rift, especially in the Baron lane. It's just going to be. It's gonna like with like Tryndamere, maybe even Renekton. It's gonna be a problem, I think, in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see what happens.
For me, I agree with you. I think the Hullbreaker is going to really put a lot of power on split push champions. I don't know the stats on it off the top of my head, but I know it does extra damage to towers, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So basically, it just empowers your minions and also you as well to do extra damage. I think it said 20% extra from what I read.
To
But
towers, or I
yeah,
think it's like 200% towards structures.
is it? Is
Yes.
it? Dude, I'm telling you, that's gonna be broken. That's gonna be so broken. I'm not looking forward to that item. I'm kind of excited about Divine though, as being a separate. But I also think it's gonna be broken as well, to be honest. But we'll have to see.
I think Hullbreaker overall will be kind of broken, especially since they changed the amount of gold you actually get from towers now. It went from
Oh, did they
100. Yeah, each plate you get, I think it's 175 now. And so if
Oh
you're playing a champion
no.
like Fiora, actually she got nerfed. I don't think Fiora's that good anymore.
Uh,
But
was it that bad of a nerf though? I didn't think it was that bad of a nerf. I think she'll still be viable. I think
I think
I
she'll
could
be
be wrong,
viable, but like
but
she's not as lane dominant as she once was, for
yeah,
sure.
she may also drop off in the jungle too. Which I've been
Yeah.
seeing a lot of jungle Fiora as of recent, but she may fall off the jungle as well. But we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I think one champion that will pop off for sure is probably, I think, Jax. I think
I think
the meta.
Tryndamere might as well. I think he'll also take advantage of the whole breaker changes because as a champion, he's really good at split pushing in general. That's the whole point of Tryndamere is just to split push lanes. And if he can now that he has that item, he can just do a whole game, but like even better. And I'm so scared for that. But
I wonder if we're going to see it on any unique champions like Ziggs or Twisted Fate that are known for doing a bunch of damage to the tower.
no,
Maybe AD Twisted Fate.
Maybe.
May-
Oh, I don't know about maybe that one. I'll have to look into that one actually. It seems, now that you mentioned, it's not too bad. But like as I mean, because of this patch, games are gonna be like going from like instead of most games being like 15-20 minutes, I say the games will be going from like 20 to 25 now. And that honestly, that extra 5 minutes is kind of huge actually. And
Yeah,
if not,
for
the games
sure.
will be longer because of Elder Dragon. And so
the Drakes. Yeah. Now at the jungle main, I'm definitely excited for the Drakes because like before, I mean even now it's not really worth dying for a Drake, but the Drakes will be a lot more important now since it's like it can do all these things to you and change the rift and whatever. So I'm very excited for that for the Drakes. To be honest, I'm really excited for that.
honestly, guys, with the map changing, it does not affect the gameplay at all, to be honest. The only time it affects it is when it's Ocean Dragon and like Rengar gets that extra bush to jump on. But like I've been playing League PC for like
Right.
so long now, there is no change at all. Like, oh yeah, you got rid of a wall. Oh, you added one wall. Like it doesn't change anything. But
You say that, but then like that lowers like Fiora or not Fiora, Camille's places that she can jump off of, man.
okay, but like most fights are in the lane, so if you're fighting the jungle, then yes, it does. But like, how often is that really gonna affect it? You know?
Yeah, he's not wrong what he says, but I mean, And I'm not surprised that they dropped the Cloud Drake, because in PC League the Cloud Drake isn't like super like great of a buff, to be honest. So I'm not really surprised that they got rid of it. I wonder if they're gonna add a new Drake in the future.
Wait, they dropped Cloud?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they dropped the Cloud Drake. Yeah,
I told you they gained Cloud Drake.
yeah.
I-
They said that the buff didn't feel too impactful, so they just dropped it.
That's weird because on the patch notes, it's Cloud Dragon's on here.
Hold on, let me.
I know they said there's gonna be 2 different queues, one queue for the Drake testing and then one for regular queue.
So it specifically says you'll notice an element was missing. The cooling winds of the Cloud Dragon during our playtest. This dragon offered hidden power that was hard to notice during games, making it less enticing for teams to play around. Since
Interesting.
these changes are so big, we will be testing Elemental Rift as a separate game mode this patch, so we can monitor and make adjustments. So to me, that sounds like they're leaving it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's weird because on their website, with the patch notes, Dragon is in it with Elder Dragon as well, Elder Cloud.
Huh. Interesting.
So maybe they messed up here.
Maybe, but I mean, things happen. But that also begs the question if they're going to ever add a new Drake in the future, because having 3 Drakes is kind of awkward. I think there needs to be like more. I think there needs to be like one more Drake to have more variety. But since they're giving up the Cloud Drake, does that open up opportunity to add a new different Drake for Wild Rift specifically? But I mean,
Maybe
I don't know.
maybe the Hextech or a Chemtech Dragon.
I think
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but that's why they got rid of it in League PC, because it was too many issues.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Wild Rift can handle that, but who knows? We'll have to see. But I don't think they're able to handle it. If PC couldn't handle it, I don't think mobile can. But we'll have to see.
I actually, what is the Hextech Dragon do? I don't know. I didn't pay attention to.
The Hex basically gives the team like a static shift passive, basically,
Yeah.
and every time it goes off, it slows opponents.
That's
Something else too. But that's
nasty.
the gist of it.
Is
That's
that
basically the gist of it. It's like
the Elder, or is that just like a basic
Uh,
one?
That's the
that's
basic,
the soul. That's the soul for the Hextech.
Okay.
Hextech
Okay.
Drake. Yeah, that's the soul.
Yeah, he's right. Wait, I thought that one oh no, that's Chemtech. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be insane if it was just like a regular one. Maybe because they wanted to speed up League of Legends.
Maybe. Honestly, I could see them adding the Hextech Drake, but they may have to adjust the numbers. But I see them adding that for sure. The Chemtech Drake needs to stay dead though. That needs to stay out of league. Period. It's not good for the meta.
Mhm.
It's just down. At least in my opinion, I don't think it's good for the meta anyway.
Okay, I need to find out. Is this Cloud Dragon actually gone? Because
It is, at least according to Riot, it is. They say that it's going to be gone for the Elemental Rift test.
Specifically, it says Wild Rift is going Elemental. We're taking the iconic Elemental Rift from League PC and bringing it into Wild Rift, but these changes won't be drag and drop. I hate this and myself and all jokes I write. OMG. In the first version of Elemental Rift, here be the dragons: Infernal, Mountain, and Ocean. These dragons will give different buffs, and slaying enough dragons will grant you a dragon soul, which is a powerful buff for you and your teammates. So that's what it appears to be, is just those 3.
interesting. Okay, they need to work on their wording or fix what is going on because their announcement that came out today with the patch notes totally says a different story. Actually, it says Cloud Dragon gives the movement speed buff.
Oh, really?
So-
Did they actually? It actually says that?
I mean, you guys can look for yourself. I'll send it in the chat real quick.
Well, this one says
This is
that it was
their
given-
website. I mean,
this. I gotta click this. Wild Rift patch notes 3.1. Okay, this is a different one that I'm looking at right now.
this
Mountain
came out,
Rift,
like,
Infernal
a while
Rift, Ocean Rift.
Ocean, Infernal,
Mountain
Mountain, Ocean.
Go down to monsters on the table of contents and Cloud's right there.
Monsters.
Elemental Dragon Slayer. I can't read. That's the problem.
Mountain Drake. Dragon Slayer. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. Elder Cloud, base movement speed buff. Oh
Yeah.
no, it's because they're like I said, they're gonna have two separate queues, one for the elemental rifts and then one for regular. But I don't know if the new elder is in both. I don't know if it's in only one or
Wait, so
both.
then how would that work? Like, how will rank work then? Like,
Uh,
will some
that's a good
people
question.
be?
I don't know. I don't know if
Well,
they're implementing that into rank yet. I don't know about that. But I don't know.
I
It's not
wonder if
really.
it's going to be a separate play mode like ARAM,
maybe.
just for
Yeah, but
testing.
yeah, that's true. Because I don't think they would want to put that into rank right away without testing it fully and just kind of throwing caution to the wind. It doesn't make sense. So it probably won't be implemented into rank for a while. Probably.
I actually don't like that, to be honest, that they're doing this. Honestly, I'd rather just give us a new season, give us a new patch, and let like us decide how the games will go in ranked. Just like on PC, like they don't really do this on PC, and why I prefer the other way is because like everyone would just get to experience something new. There, like you guys don't create, you create the meta while you're playing. Versus, oh, did you just leave?
No, he
Oh
dropped.
no, there was I don't know, but how come you don't like
Oh,
getting rid of the Cloud Drake?
oh no, like I just don't like how there's a separate queue. I rather just throw it into
Oh
rank. Yeah,
right.
like just so we can test it. Like they force the top tier players to test it, because honestly, like not many high elo players will be doing like PvP or like play. Yeah, most high ranking people don't play PvP at all. All we do is just spam ranked over and over. And if you throw it in rank,
Basically yeah.
then you get to test like you get to test with the high tier like top tier players. If you're like basing the game off of like gold or like low elo players, then it's not much testing because they don't have that game knowledge or experience compared to like the higher elo players. So like it's
Right, yeah.
much better for them to just throw in rank. Like they will not get many good play testing off of it, to be honest.
I agree with what you're saying for sure. Yeah, because like I don't know. I don't know why they decided to make it like separate from ranked. I think it was better for that so they can have better input. Because like I mean, no offense to I mean, granted, I'm only emerald, so I'm not like high tier. I'm like mid tier more or less. But like I wouldn't want to trust like a bronze or silver or even a gold player to for input. But I mean, not trust per se, but like I would trust the higher tiers more because they're more, like you said, have more experience. They know more, and that would be better for my input. But I mean, hey.
I
That's
think
right.
you also have to look at how do you balance the game. When we start looking at Riot and how they balance the game for League of Legends, they balance it around pro play. And that affects solo queue and everybody else, even though pro play is 0.05% of the population that plays the game.
Yeah.
Like that's going to affect you, Justin, but not like me, for example, because I suck at the game.
That's true. I mean,
That's true. I know I suck. Yeah.
yeah. I uh
Oh man.
yeah, I don't know.
No, but he kind of has a point. I mean,
Mhm.
point to like the fact that balancing for pro versus for the casual community. This has been an argument for PC League for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
even for certain games outside of League, like the pro play, which more or less makes sense. But then you're also kind of neglecting the casual player base.
Mhm.
And I don't envy them because that's hard to do. Like you balance for pros, but also for the casual community, and they kind of try to do that. Like with I think it was with Garen. I think they were trying to bounce him out for I don't know who it was, but one of the chants they were trying to bounce out for casual play, even though he's already super like it was Fiora. I mean not Fiora. It was Irelia. Irelia is really good in high tiers, but she's not that good in low tiers because of her high skill cap.
Yep.
So they're trying to balance her. So more maybe she's be better in the lower tiers. What you do to her, she's still going to be a high skill cap champion
Mhm.
that you need to put a lot of time into to get good with her. And no matter how much balancing you try to do to her, that doesn't change the fact that she's really good. She won't be that good in low tier because of her high skill ceiling. But so it's hard to do the balance for pro playing casual. But they can't just
Exactly.
outright ignore the casual player base. But
look what they did to Akali. Like, she was so strong, and the higher tiers, the people who knew how to play her and the pro players were just dominating everybody with Akali. So they gutted her, and guess what? She's still a high tier champion because those people that are playing at that top level still can execute that champion to do what she's supposed to do.
Yep.
Speaking of pro play, are you playing this weekend, Justin?
No comment. I don't know if I am or not. I'm not gonna say too much. Maybe I'll play. Maybe I won't.
Is your team playing?
No comment.
No comment.
Not
Okay.
gonna not gonna say too much, but
Gotcha.
maybe I'll play this week. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if everyone wants to play first.
Okay. Hey, fair enough. I will leave you alone on that topic. Yeah, hype. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up? Like, it doesn't have to be 3.1. I forget to tell people that it doesn't have to be. You can just talk about whatever you want. If you want to talk about how trash of a player I am, that's fine.
The one thing before I go, because I have to go soon, but the one thing I'll bring up is that I don't like the jungle meta because I really don't like Lee Sin. I hate playing Lee Sin for League and Wild Rift, but he's a lot easier to play on Wild Rift because he has to be. But I don't like Lee Sin at all. Like, basically the meta is like Lee Sin, Kha'Zix. Apparently it's like Jax, Fiora, whatever. I hate playing Lee Sin. I like playing Jax. I like playing Jax. I like playing Kha'Zix, but I really just prefer, like, I want Yi to be meta. I'm sorry, I hate to say that, but I want Yi to be meta so I can play him. I also want. Oh yeah, Graves got a buff too. I might try him. I might try playing Graves. He got a buff. His Q does more damage to monsters now. So
Grace is strong.
Is he? Oh man,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm still kind of new to Emerald. I just got into Emerald like not too long ago, so I'm still kind of figuring out what's good right now. Like, I've been playing a lot of Kha'Zix and I want to say Jax, but I've been kind of leaning more towards Kha'Zix. But I'm gonna try Graves now, especially because of the buff they gave him. But anyways, I'm gonna go.
Just remember with Graves, he's going to be more of a scaling champion than a gank heavy champion, just because of his kit. But late game, he just annihilates people. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah, they did nerf Black Cleaver, and I think that's his like go-to item. So I don't know what he's gonna build now, but it'll probably be Yummy or something. But anyways, have a good rest of your day, fellas.
All right, man. Thanks for coming.
Hey, dude. Thanks for coming.
All right. And last but not least, unless anybody wants to join us, click the link in the chat. I'm going to bring on Preston.
Yeah.
Preston, what's up, man?
Not much. Just got off work, so I'm a little tired, but I'm here.
How was work?
It was all right, pretty swamped, but it's fulfilling.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a welder right now.
Welding. Awesome.
Yeah.
I would burn myself, so.
Yeah, I do every day.
I'm sorry to hear that. I burn myself every day, but it's like dissing my own play on a podcast.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different burn. But yeah, like I said, we don't have to necessarily talk about 3.1. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Is there, complain, get it off your chest. Get it off your chest.
I had a question for Justin, since he's sitting at the top of the tier right now for the most part. What sort of changes to the high elo landscape? Because I'm Diamond 4 right now, so I'm at the very bottom of that high elo scale. What sort of changes to the landscape do you see with the addition of Karma and Shen?
Okay. Are you talking about competitive wise or for solo?
Not necessarily like solo queue. Because I just imagine like TF mid, Shen bot lane, like some ridiculous jungle mid, and it just gets out of hand quick.
Yeah. I think for solo queue, Karma will be definitely a strong pick. I recommend, depending on her numbers. Like I will tell you guys if her numbers are good, but for looking at her kit, it's pretty strong. For Shen, I think Shen will definitely shake up the meta for solo queue as well. There's now a lot of first pick champions that needs to be picked or banned. I recommend, like, Sett's still strong, Morgana's still strong. So just honestly, like I can't tell you too much. Everything's changing, and no one has a
Yeah.
good read of the meta just yet. You have to wait like maybe like a couple of weeks when everything like starts to settle down, to know how good every champion is and what champions are meta, what champions are strong. Like I can tell you they're strong, and then like turns out they're weak.
Right. Yeah.
So you just have to wait, to be honest.
That's the smart way to go because I'm dumb enough to be like, oh yeah, Master Yi is going to be the top thing, or Soraka top's coming, and that's going to be the next meta, and like then you're going to call me a liar because I'm wrong. So maybe
Yeah.
Jin's going to be the next big thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
Jin actually got like lowered health, which is really big for him.
I mean, he sucks as a champion anyway. So
I mean, he does more damage, but like at the cost of losing a lot of health. I actually don't know how I feel about that as a Jin player.
You just
So-
need insect mechanics when it comes to Jin.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see the new meta. To be honest, like everything's changing. It's probably a good change. Just probably mute every single one of your teammates because normally in the beginning of the season, everyone's super toxic because no one
Oh, yeah.
knows how to actually play it. So like, do what I do every game. I just mute everyone and like don't even worry about it.
Yeah. It's sad that you have to do that in a team-based game, but
Yeah.
Let that be a lesson. If you want to have a better time playing this game, mute chat. It's really hard to type in this game because there's no like autocorrect, so it makes everything harder. At least on iPhone. So there's nothing like being called bad names spelled wrong.
yeah, and then you get tilted because of them, and so now you can't even see your screen because your keyboard's on it, and it's just terrible.
Oh yeah, I argue with them too every time. I'm like, no, you're an idiot.
See, I don't have to deal with that problem because I just mute them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
like that's one actually good tip to do if you're playing rank. By the way, if you want to rank and climb, don't communicate with your teammates. Just use pings. That's all you need.
That 1v9 mentality.
Yep.
Yeah, you really can't trust your teammates. I always tell people that, like in a lot of videos that I do, don't trust your teammates. You get good, like when you're support, because a lot of people talk about how it's hard to climb as a support. You really have to identify the person that's carrying your team and just stay by them. You don't have anybody else, just them and you, and you're going to hopefully win that game.
Right.
So a lot of people just got to get better at identifying who their win condition is and playing around them. And where was I going with this? Yeah, 1v9. Sorry, totally lost my train of
Yeah,
thought.
I was trying to main support, and I was stuck like gold 1, platinum 3 in that range right there, and I just couldn't get out of it. And instead of continuing to hit my head against that wall until I broke through, I just decided to switch to mid and started trying to carry.
Smart.
Yeah, and now you're D4.
Yeah.
What do you think was the thing that caused you to break out of that cycle of gold and platinum?
It was definitely the 1v9 mentality because as a support, you have no choice but to work as a team. Like you there's not a whole lot unless you're playing the, quote unquote supports like Brand or Pantheon or something. Like if you're playing Thresh, it's kind of hard to just carry the game by yourself. You have to carry it through the actions of others. So it was the switch to mid and the change in that towards that 1v9 mindset and the like now, like if they're engaging in like a 2v3 or a 3v4, and it's all favored towards the team, like I won't even show up half the time.
Yeah, I get it. Who are you playing mid right now?
I'm playing Ari and Brand right now for the most
Ari
part.
Nice. Those are strong picks. Definitely Brand. Honestly, I was talking to. I don't know if you still talk to Carpo Kingmaker, but like everyone used to Kingmaker and Ryder used to bash on me for banning Brand all the time, and now he's super strong, super meta, and I was like, told you guys like he's been broken. I like keep on playing him, dude. Like they haven't nerfed him at all. He's so strong, so underrated.
You remember
Well, see,
when he was dropping like 60K a game when he first came out? Just like 60,000 damage. It was dumb.
Yeah. See, and people still don't realize that in solo queue. So like, I mean, they don't even ban him half the time. Like
It's free LP for you, man.
Exactly.
I wish I could play Brand.
I don't know. I want to go back to playing mid. I want to play technical champions like Akali. I've been smurfing on Akali. But I just don't feel like I do as well. Like I'm not mechanically as gifted as Justin over here. So I don't perform as well.
And
Maybe I
I had that issue too, because I really wanted to play Akali, and so I started playing her, and I am decent with her for my rank, but like I don't compare to anybody who's really good with Akali. But I found that with her, most of your carry ability comes from you, like how you think and how you react to certain situations and how you choose to go about playing the game. Because there's so many times I catch myself like zeroing in on trying to just get kills because that's going to carry the game when it's not. Like, half the time it's not.
Yep.
Uh,
It's go ahead. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah. One thing what I will say is that honestly, I am not the most mechanically gifted player. For sure. Like because of my rank, people may think I am mechanically gifted. But I think what a lot of players actually lack is the game sense and the game knowledge and understanding the limits of every champion. Like mechanically, I am trash at Thresh, but I understand like, oh wait, this guy just used his flash. I can look to engage on him, and I can just flash play, and it's like
Right.
a free kill. So like yes, sometimes certain champions do need a little bit of mechanical like skill, but for the most part, if you are just smart about your gameplay and smart about what you're going to do next, then like you don't need the mechanics most of the time. Like
Right. And that was exactly what I was getting at with how I was playing Akali is I wasn't being smart about how I went about situations. So like I might get a kill or two, but then I would die, and then the rest of my team isn't doing well because this is gold 1 or something, and so they get steamrolled, and it was just bad. Whereas if I had survived and played differently, like I could have affected the game better.
Yeah, absolutely. I when I first started doing like the coaching vids, I was a little bit mean to people. I was like, every time you die, you might as well be AFK to your team. So I would count down like the first death's like 9 seconds or whatever. Then it gets up to 30 to 45, 48 seconds. Technically, people can be banned for as long as they, like if they were AFK for as long as they were dead, they'd be banned.
Right.
So I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
We have a question from the chat. It is for everyone from Andaru. At which rank do you have to start picking meta champions to climb? At lower ranks, you can pick anything and it'll still work. But at what point does that stop?
Diamond. No doubt in my mind. Diamond is unfortunately the ranking system is a bit poor right now, and like GMs and master players can get matched up with diamond players, which is unfortunate for the diamond players because they don't. There's a huge skill gap between the two actually, and so the best way for you to like compete with them is picking the strong meta champions that can still like beat a weaker champion if they're not on like the meta champ. So like let's say if you're like a diamond person who one trick Sett, you can actually hold your own against like a GM top laner who doesn't play that much top.
Gotcha. For me, I don't know. At what point would I stop picking everything early? Because you really don't want to diversify your champion pool that much. You really want to get really good on a limited amount of champions. So I wouldn't just say pick anything and try to make it work. Definitely play the meta. Abuse the meta. If you want to climb, abuse meta. It's meta for a reason.
Agreed.
Don't be afraid. Don't be like, I'm going to go do something different. Play what everybody else is playing and climb for they climb for a reason. Preston, what do you think about that?
I feel that if you are okay, so like somebody who's grandmaster, they could, if they were, just really well in tune with a certain champion that wasn't necessarily meta, like they could climb. They could climb very well. So I feel that yes, meta does have a part to play in climbing the higher elos, but at the same time, it's also just how well you play the game. Of course, certain matchups are going to be much harder and more difficult for you, but you might have to do something crazy like roam to different lanes and try and feed yourself to compensate for that. Like,
Okay, sorry, I'm doing three things at once, and life's hard when you do things at once. It's hard when I do one thing at once, so three is a beast. Ice King, we talked about Kaisa AP. Wait, I don't think we specified AP. What do you think about Kaisa mid, Justin?
I think it's actually pretty strong. Actually, going to this meta, it'll be broken. Mark my words, Kaisa mid will be broken this coming meta. Because of the game being much, much longer. And so she gets more time to scale. I think Kaisa, after 2 items with her Man Immune into Luna's Echo, gives her W evolve, and at the later on gets her Q evolve, or W and Q evolved. So I think she will be very strong in the mid lane, and in the right hands, to be honest. If you're not playing Kaisa right now, don't play Kaisa. If you are an ADC main and need a mid laner to play, pick Kaisa.
Gotcha. Preston, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
not really. No, not that I can think of.
Awesome. So I guess I'll drop you from chat or from the show if you're good to go and you want to tune back
Yeah.
in on YouTube or
Yeah,
Twitch.
I'm good to go.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on, and good luck
No
tomorrow
problem.
at work.
All right, thank you.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Next up comes from Thunder Dragon. It is, what are your thoughts on ADC and Assassins, Vayne, Rengar, especially, or Vayne and Rengar especially playing top?
That's a pretty interesting one, honestly. I think Vayne was always strong top laner. Rengar, honestly, I think if you're talking about the new meta, I don't know. But as of right now, right before the patch comes out, I don't think you should be playing Rengar. Rengar top, or Rengar in general is just super weak in my opinion. I think he's doesn't do enough damage as many other assassins. I honestly think that there are just way better assassins than Rengar right now, and Rengar is probably at the bottom of the tier list in my opinion.
I agree with you. I think Vayne's strong everywhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
We've seen Tarzan play her in jungle before, just where she was able to scale. As far as Rengar, I feel like you're right. I don't want to upset any Rengar players because I don't think he's a bad champion, but he's one dimensional. What does he do? He goes in, blows up your AD carry or your mage AD or your mid laner. That's his whole job. How does he escape at that point? He's not a Kha'Zix. He can't, evolve his leap to get back out. So if you don't go in and kill everybody or your timing's not right, you're going to have that problem. So in top lane, I think he can be played top, but why not just pick Darius? Why not just pick Garen or something else that's going to do a lot more damage, or not damage per se, but going to do a lot more for the team. What are your thoughts on Hullbreaker Tristana?
In the top lane?
I think this is just anywhere.
Oh.
Oh,
No,
sorry. This was a different question. I'm sorry. No, I'm apologizing to you, Justin, because I didn't tell you that we were going to a different question.
Oh, okay.
Hullbreaker Tristana.
Hullbreaker Tristana. I think that's very weak. Maybe even if you play mid, it's weak because you need to be in a certain range of everyone. The the only lane where Hullbreaker is good is top lane. Every other lane is pointless and useless because you don't get the I think the passive with it. And so it could be good. Maybe if you're playing into like a Vayne top lane, Tristana top could be like a super weird off meta pick that like is good. But I don't know. I'll have to test it out and see. I'm not a top laner. Top lane is actually like one of my worst roles, as I found out recently. And so like maybe I'll ask one of my like friends who play top lane a line. I'll answer back to you guys.
Since you said top lane specifically, we have a comment or a question from Era. How do you feel about Graves with Hullbreaker top lane?
Yeah, everyone just loves Hullbreaker, man.
Yep.
Okay, Graves on the other hand is a viable top laner. He does so much damage to towers already without the Hullbreaker, so I can see that being very strong, very viable, and I think he'll be very strong the next meta.
I think so too. He is a strong pick all around. This one's from Azure Demon to you specifically. What's your favorite part of patch 3.1 so far?
Honestly, I like everything. Like, I'm glad they're changing up the meta. I felt like the game was getting very boring for me, so I'm glad they're changing up everything, letting me experiment again, letting me try new stuff. Let me like try new champions. Like, I never got to play Tristana because Tristana is considered like a very weak ADC, but maybe with the new items, maybe with like new meta, like everything is going to change for us. So I like everything about it, to be honest.
This is a question from Dash Line. I'm not sure. How much do you really need to care about the meta? I've tried as APC and it got me to master solo. For me, I think Ezreal APC mid lane is actually strong and not played enough, to be honest. I think it's very viable. What do you think?
Well, clearly you're a decent player if you're able to get to masters by yourself solo. So if you're good enough to make it on an off meta pick, then just keep on doing what you want to do. But
Yep.
if you are a like not a high elo player, then I would recommend if you want to climb, then stay with the meta. If you are like a singed one trick support who like is Emerald, then switch it up, like because you're not moving anywhere.
Speaking of Singed One Tricks, Azure Demon is a content creator on YouTube, and he is making a series called So Fast It's Toxic, and it's just Singed every roll, every game, doesn't matter, just Singed. So it's going to be interesting.
What a coincidence. uh, can't wait to see the videos.
Yep, I'll shoot it to you whenever he puts it up. But if there are no other questions, I guess we'll end it here. Hopefully next week we can get another guest host on to make it a little bit more interesting. I've been talking with somebody at Wild Rift GG, which is a new website. Really nice user interface. So hopefully they'll come on the show. Well, I guess we have another question from Era. Question about Stormrazer buff. How do you feel about the Stormrazer getting a buff?
Ooh, let me take a quick look because I don't remember off the top of my head.
Who are the best mid laners this meta right now? I think Ari's strong. Orianna always.
Corki as well.
Corki is really strong right now. Brand, yes.
Okay, so I just took a look at Stormrazer. I think it's a decent item for certain champions. Actually, it's a bit expensive, to be honest. I wish it was like 3,000 gold instead of 3,100. But I mean, it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. I think it's definitely going to be a item that will be utilized by a lot of champions, definitely a lot of marksmen. So yeah, I can't wait to see what the new builds are.
I agree. I have to read this one. The main part about Tristana is not getting horny and jumping into danger. It's so easy to jump in and die because of her jump range.
I mean, true. That is true.
Do you think the meta are different for each region?
I mean, yes, for sure. Coming from competitive, I know that C players would just play like Senna Garen in the bot lane, and then later on like NA people will pick it up. But the metas definitely are definitely differs. Champions tier lists will differ as well. People have different opinions, and that's because that's how the servers are. Like that's what people are playing in that server in that region. And so it's the same as PC League. Like for example, like for the Chinese region, they also play like 20 times faster. They do a lot more fights. But if you play at the NA region, it's a bit more slow, a bit more less mechanical, less skill focused, more team play. And so yeah, every region is different for sure.
Organized chaos in North America. I really want to see the Chinese teams play. I haven't been able to watch a lot of competitive. I just kind of watch what's 16-bit and BYG and now Ailish. So whenever they start playing, I will tune in. If they play this weekend, I'm not entirely sure, and you won't tell me. So
I wouldn't know because I barely watched Chinese region.
oh no, I was talking about your team, Ailish.
Well, okay, yeah, we'll see if I play. We'll see. Don't know if I want to come back to competitive just yet. It's been nice not playing competitive, to be honest.
Okay. Any more questions out there? Any more? If not, we're gonna sign off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This was a fun episode. Crap. One came in. How do you play as TF and the enemies don't seem to be out of position? I'm not entirely sure. We should probably just go ahead.
Just use your ults better. There's always a time where enemies are out of position, unless you're playing super high elo. If you are playing in challengers queue, then maybe I'm wrong. But other than that, there's always a time where people are out of position.
Okay. Archer coming in with the game changer. What's your favorite barbecue sauce?
Sweet honey raised.
Yeah, I would say Sweet Baby Ray's. Yeah.
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 That's always good. It's my go-to, I guess. It's a safe pick. I don't want to get flamed by everyone. I don't know why.
I don't know about barbecue sauces. I don't know about barbecue sauces.
Yeah, me either.
Just whatever my wife cooks. I don't know. With that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us.